This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel.
Welcome back, baseball fans. It's finally here, the 1970-73 League, Summer League of 2022. We have an opening day, the first opening day, and the team who plays on opening day is the defending world champion. We'll get you caught up with what happened last year, of course. The New York Mets, your defending world champions. They defeated the Detroit Tigers in the 2021 World Series. They're coming back, trying to repeat, and the schedule makers made it difficult for them, and they put the Big Red Machine, opening day, the Big Red Machine. My goodness, folks. Cincinnati and New York. Best of 5 series to start the season. The Reds and the Mets would be playing in World Series from 1969 and 1973, except one. Yeah, so this has got tremendous ramifications. Today's starting pitchers, it is going to be Don Gullett for the Reds. He was their best pitcher last year, same card. And for the Mets, their ace, Tom Seaver, with his 1971 card, his best statistical card, you could argue, in his career. We also know that last year in the World Series, the Mets beat the Tigers 4-1, and Tom Seaver was the one loss, and Jared Kuzman, John Matlack, and Don Cardwell, I believe, got the 4 wins. So now, with Seaver motivated to dominate in 2022, who knows what to expect. The Reds are the Reds. If I had to make a prediction for this game, I'd be picking Seaver to win. But the Reds are the Reds. And unfortunately, for the Mets, they're going against a lefty Gullett. And the Mets aren't particularly good against lefties. So I might give the Reds the advantage today. They just have so much stick. New additions for the Reds. Not much, really. They traded for a new DH, Ted Savage. They added Dick Bosman to the rotation. Not much change. Mets, big change. Out in center field last year was Tommy A.G. This year in center field, Willie Mays. A big 2-token trade, blockbuster deal, trying to repeat. Teams that try to repeat have to do something remarkable because everybody's coming for them, and the Mets did that. They didn't get an aging Willie Mays. They got the 1970 Willie Mays, who still has 2 very good years left. So they coveted the player, obviously. They just made the move a lot sooner. And the Giants acquiesced because they have 5 center fielders in that system in San Francisco. Any other additions for the Mets? Ted Martinez. That's about it. Dave Marshall. They added Jim Bunning to the bottom of their rotation. It's not a big deal either. He'll hardly pitch. And they have Gary Gentry available to start as well. That's enough pregame. Let's get started. Shea Stadium in New York City. The opener of the season. Leading off for the Reds, it is Bobby Tollen. And Bobby Tollen, 54. Skies the center off of Seaver. You'll notice the color scheme and the font here gets changed every year to the defending world champion. So this would be Met color pattern and a kind of a hideous looking Met kind of font. Best one I could find. So I have to look at this hideous font this year, just like I had to look at the Orioles and Red Sox hideous fonts in previous years. Anyway. Pete Rose, bat second, 66, is a base hit off of Seaver's card. Rose, a beast stealer, but Grody's got a -3 arms, not going anywhere. Tony Perez, 65 off of Seaver. Here's the bait. Homer 1, fly ball the rest, and of course, fly ball the rest. Have optimism, you're in his column, and then you realize what you have to do to get on in his column, and it's ridiculous. Johnny Bench, Tom Seaver, short X. This is Harrelson's a 1E17, and he makes the play. Wow, new season, new keyboard, getting used to the new stadium lights. Yeah, this is exciting here. All right, New York Mets, leading off for them against lefties this year. Cleon Jones is going to be leading off, as he is, against lefties, best equipped to do it compared to what else is on their team. He was batting third and fourth last year, but he'll probably bat third or fourth against righties. Cleon Jones, 58. It's a grounder to second X. This is Helms. And Helms is a 1E10. And then he makes the play. Jerry Grody, 2-8, is a base hit to right field. Here he is, folks. Listen to the ovation. Back in New York, Willie Mays, first at-bat in a Mets uniform with a great Giants card of 1970. Well, we'll show it to you, since it's a big deal here. His 1970 for the Giants. He had 291 with 28 home runs in 560 plate appearances. 2 -3 E10, yeah. Still has plenty of juice in him, and he's near 40 years old here. The pitch to Willie Mays. 49 off Gullet is a pop to first, and with 2 outs, it's Don Clendenon. 37 is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. Duffy Dyer. 46 skies the left field. We go to the second. It's Lee May. 2-6. Take a look at the Lee May card of 1971. He had the more home runs with his 70 card, but he also had 250 in the World Series year of 70. He's actually better here in 71. 2-6, homer 1-11, fly ball the rest, and look here, it is an 11. It is gone, just over the outstretched arm of Cleon Jones in left field. 1-zip. Bernie Carbo, 1-6 is a walk. Ted Savage, 110 skies the center. Dave Concepcion, 63. Pitcher X off of Seaver. He is an E5 pitcher, and that is a double play. Bottom of the second. Ted Martinez, a new arrival, playing second base, be part of a platoon with Wayne Garrett and Bobby Heiss and Bud Harrelson. Those 4 guys will rotate throughout the infield. They most have good defense. Ted Martinez, 311 lines to third. Frank Johnson, 66. Double 105 off of Gullet is a base hit. Frank Johnson platooned with Singleton in right field last year until Singleton flat out won the job as he tore it up. So now Frank Johnson's hoping for more playing time this year. Bud Harrelson, 63 off Gullet. First X. This is Lee May, a 3E9 at first base. And that is a ground ball B. So Harrelson's on as an ace stealer, but my goodness, you got Johnny Bench and Jerry Grody. There's not going to be any stolen bases today. Bobby Heiss, 1-4, grounds are short. We go to the third. Tommy Helms, 212, pops to third. Bobby Tollen of the Bells, 511 is a walk. Double A stealer, and as soon as I say that, I get enticed to steal. He's going to try and steal, and he's dead meat, of course. A rare guy reached to try to get him in a scoring position. I can respect that, I guess. Pete Rose with 2 outs now. 44, bouncer to third. Heiss at third is a 2E... no, third base Heiss is a 3E25. And he makes the play. Bottom of the third. Cleon Jones, 2-8. Is a grounder to short. Jerry Grody, 2-6, pops to first. Willie Mays, 1-5 is a walk. Don Clendenon, 69 is a walk off of Gullet. 2 on, 2 outs for rookie Duffy Dyer. He's probably not a rookie, actually. but he's a rookie to the carryover league. And in 1972, let's take a look at his card, since we have to bring it up here. A lot of extra base hits, which is kind of fun for this player. Hit 231, but in a short sample size, he did have homers, doubles, and triples, which made this an interesting card against lefties. The pitch to Duffy Dyer. 3-5, I queued him up. I loaded it up for him. He rolls the 3-5. You just saw the card. It is gone. Gullet cannot believe it. He looked at the lineup and said, they're really going to bat Duffy Dyer 5th against me? And like, yeah, buddy. And he just knocked you out of the park. It's 3-1 Mets. The whole rest of the National League is scratching their heads, wondering how the Mets can scratch out runs. All right, but 2 outs, it's Ted Martinez. 1-4, pops the first. Seaver with a 2-run lead, moving into the 4th. Tony Perez, 45, is a strikeout. Johnny Bench, 1-7's a walk. Lee May, 2-7, not the homer, it's double 1-6, and that is a base hit, ... Runners on the corners for Bernie Carbo. 2-10, flies to right, be question mark. Bench may have some wheels, sure. Bench is a good runner, 12, 13, 14. But Frank Johnson has the 0 arm, so he has to run on a 14, and he will. Johnny's going to try and make this a 1-run game. And he cannot. He advances at 18. That means he's thrown out of the plate. So, in the quest to steal some runs off of the dominant Seaver, the Reds have 2 guys thrown out on the bases, 1 stealing and 1 at the plate. And that's a 9-9. Put in here 9-9-2 double play. All right, bottom of the 4th. 3-1. It's Frank Johnson. 39 is a grounder to short. Bud Harrelson, 1-6, pops to short. Bobby Heiss, 53, rolls to the pitcher. All right, 3-1 in the 5th. It's Ted Savage, 2-6. Let's take a look at Ted Savage's card. Acquired in the off-season. Nice little player in 1970 from Milwaukee. 279, but he has power and on base. Plenty of walks, homers, a little bit of speed, a little bit of everything. Fun card. Fits in quite nicely on this Reds team. They were very fortunate that he be available. I think he replaced Billy Canigliaro in this role from last year. Ted Savage, 2-6, is a base hit. Dave Concepcion, 59 off Seaver is a K. Tommy Helms, 58, you guessed it, is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Bobby Tollen of the Bells. 37 is a walk. 2 on, 2 out for Pete Rose, Tom Seaver here in the 5th. 1-9 is a grounder to second. It stays 3-1. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Cleon Jones. 47 off Gullet, skies to center. Jerry Grody, 110, flies left. And Willie Mays, 610 off Gullet, is a bouncer to short. Both shortstops are brilliant. Concepcion is a 2E21, not quite brilliant, but very, very good. Eventually he'll be a 1. He's still young here. All right, 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 5th. Still 3-1 into the 6th. We move. It is Tony Perez, Johnny Bench, Lee May. My goodness, murderer's row. How many home runs is that before I start? 40 for Perez, 45 for Bench, 39 for Lee May. My goodness. Tony Perez, 64 off the Seaver card. That is gone. Out of here. Solo homer. Stay away from 6-4 on the Seaver card. That's his kryptonite, actually. And they actually had 2 earned runs in this game, which exceeds his ERA. So it's 3-2. Johnny Bench. 2-9. Let's take a look at Johnny Bench's card. This is how you got to score. You're not going to get rallies. You're not going to go first to third. You're not going to get walking the bases loaded and nonsense like that. You have to hit the long ball. And the Reds get 3 solos. Johnny Bench's magnificent 1970 card. It was MVP. I think 2 times with it, maybe 3 if I can't keep track. But anyway, that is gone. We are tied at 3 in the 6th inning. Willie Mays, 46 is a K. Carbo, 2-9 is a K. And Savage, 2-7 and single, 1-5. Lines are short. 3-3, bottom of the 6th. It's Don Clendenon. 2-8, double 1-14 is a base hit. And here he is, folks. Listen to these fans. They have a new hero in town. Duffy Dyer. He's a new fan favorite. Has responsible for all 3 of the Met runs here. The pitch to Duffy, 2-8. Oh, is a 5-4-3 double play. And that thud you heard, be coming down to earth. Ted Martinez, 37 is a base hit. Frank Johnson, 45, rolls the 2nd. We go to the 7th. If you're wondering, Gullett's a starter 7. Seaver's a starter 9. Seaver can go 10 if needed. The starter 9s can go 10 the way I play it. Nobody else can. Dave Concepcion, 2-6 pops to 3rd. Tommy Helms, 110, rolls the short. And Bobby Tollen of the Bells, 56, is a strikeout. Seaver has a lot of those when he's not giving up home runs. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in 7 frames. Stretch time here in Shea Stadium of an opening day thriller, 3-3. We've been enjoying listening to Lou Reed's 1972 LP, just called Lou Reed. And free concert before the game by Lou. Wonderful stuff here. Let's get back to the action now. We've got a really important series. A series that might ultimately decide home field in the playoffs. This game might decide home field in the playoffs. So, it's going to be Bud Harrelson leading off in the bottom of the 7th. 2-5, lines the 2nd. Bobby Heiss, 44, 3rd X. This is Tony Perez. He has a caddy this year, though the caddy's on the bench presently. A 4E37 third baseman, which is why they went out and got defense. But unfortunately, they don't use the defense. John Vukovic, he of the 161 batting average, is a 1E22 just sitting there on the bench. Heiss is a 15 runner. The batter will be Cleon Jones. The pitch to Cleon. 1-3, skies to right field. Misses his column. And Jerry Grody to the max. 66 off of Gullett. Double 108. Whoops. That call will have to stop. Sorry about that. 66. Double. Where are we? Grody. Double 105. Excuse me. Single dot. Runners on the corners. After the phone call. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Willie Mays. First big moment in a Met uniform here. The pitch to Willie Mays. 4-11 off of Gullett. First C. We go to the 8th. Rose will lead it off. 2-10. Skies to right field. And here we go, folks. 3, 4, and 5 each have solo jobs in this game. And they've reached 5 times and only gotten out 4. They've reached 5 out of 9 times with 3 solo homers. Tony Perez. The pitch to Tony. 1-7. Tony Perez. Let's take a look at his card. My goodness. Homer 1-5 double. And he rolls a 2 and it's gone. Seaver cannot believe it. How do you beat the Reds? Well, I'll have plenty of time to figure this out, including today. And the Cincinnati Reds have reclaimed the lead 4-3. Johnny Bench. 1-4. Bounces to short. And with 2 outs, it's Willie Mays. 5-10 is catcher's card. And Grody is a 2E5. And E5. That's an out. All right, Gullett has a 1-run lead. Starter 7. I think you got to break him to get him out of there. The Mets get much better against righties. And the Red bullpen, last year, Clay Carroll was amazing. The rest of the bullpen was not. Clay Carroll had 22 shutout innings at one point last year. It's going to be hard-pressed to do the same kind of thing. So let's just see how Mr. Gullett does as the ace. Don Clendenin leads off here in the 8th inning. 47 is a sky to center. Duffy Dyer with a 3-run bomb earlier. 1-5 is a grounder short. And with 2 outs, it's Ted Martinez. 36, Martinez double. 1-19 off his card is a double. And we have our first big moment here. A runner in scoring position with 2 outs with Frank Johnson, Don Gullett. Now, I hate to tell you, if you bring in a righty, they're going to bring in one of 3 good lefties, Cranepool, Garrett, or Marshall. Frank Johnson does not scare anybody, I don't think. Johnson, here's his card. Take a look at it. Johnson hit 273 with this card. Mostly he was used last year as a corner defensive late inning replacement with moderate defense, but his ability to get on base and hit, singles can come in handy in a spot like this. An RBI single would be a perfect Frank Johnson move. So here we go. Don Gullett to Frank Johnson. The tying run at second and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. 69 off Gullett is ball 4. He is almost broken. And he's going to be left in to face Bud Harrelson, who's better against righties. Let's take a look at the Bud Harrelson card so you can see. Buddy is on the team for his 1E17 at short. And yeah, it's not good against lefties. And boy, he needs help here. 2-base error, perhaps. We'll see. The pitch to Bud Harrelson. 63 off Gullett is first X. Now, this is Willie Mays, a 3E9. It is possible. 3E9. And you look right here. And it's a GBA. Nice play by Willie Mays, scooping that one up. We go to the 9th. And no, Seaver's not going anywhere, folks. Come on. 4 solo homers to this team. Par for the course. Bernie Carbo leads off in the 9th. 1-6 is ball 4. Ted Savage is the batter. 39 is ball 4, and suddenly Tom Seaver, the great Tom Seaver, is 1 batter away from breaking. And he has his World Series trophy, but he didn't pitch good in the World Series last year, and he was hoping to rebound this year with an opening day shutout to prove his doubters, but it's not happening. 2 on, no 1 out. Now I got to think if you're Concepcion, you drop a bunt down here to get to the top of this lineup. So B bunting, Dave Concepcion will give a struggling Seaver a break by bunting here with 2 on and nobody out. Here's the bunt, and it is good. You have second and third. You have to bring it up now for Tommy Helms. A walk would break Seaver and probably get him out of there. The pitch to Tommy Helms. 1-7. It's off the Helms card. Single 1-5. Line out to short. And he rolls a 16 and lines to short. So with 2 outs, it's Bobby Tollen of the Bells with a base open. A couple interesting things. Let's look at the Tollen card. You see he actually hits lefties better than righties. So Tug Mcgraw makes no sense whatsoever, as McGraw's better against righties. And frankly, it's Tom Seaver, and you're not going to really find anything better than this in the bullpen. So here we go. Bobby Tollen, not going to walk him, not with Pete Rose behind him. So here's the pitch to Bobby Tollen. 3-10 is a hit by the pitch. That does break Seaver, which changes the dynamic a little bit. Pete Rose comes to the plate, and I think now we'll go to Tug Mcgraw, because that turns Rose around, and McGraw's good about getting righties out. So that's it. Yeah, obviously, Tom Seaver got a little drained today. 4 solo homers and walks the bases loaded the 9th. 8 2/3. He cannot figure into a win. He can only be the losing pitcher today. Tug Mcgraw comes on in the 9th inning to face Pete Rose with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The pitch to Pete Rose. 1-7. Let's take a look at the Rose card. It's a hit off of anybody. Lefty or righty, underhand, overhand. Double 1-8. It is a double, and they're starting to file out of Shea Stadium here. It is now a 6-3 game, and the Reds are pumping their fist. Unfinished business. This team's trying to get themselves a World Series trophy that's eluded them. Good start thus far against the defending champs. Second and third. 2 outs. Tony Perez. The pitch to Tony, 210, is a sky to center field. He will leave the game, will Tony Perez, for that John Vukovic fella to play third, bringing the defense into the bottom of the inning. And there you go, bottom of the ninth. And Gullett's going to take a seat with a 3-run lead. No need to get him in a breaking situation. We're going to go straight to Clay Carroll to see if he can pick up where he left off last year. Clay Carroll comes in for the Mets. Excuse me, comes in for the Reds. It'll be Bobby Heiss in the top of the lineup. We'll have a pinch hitter for Heiss. It'll be Wayne Garrett. Take a look at Wayne Garrett. He's the regular third baseman. On-base guy. Perfect type of guy to lead off in this situation. The ninth, Clay Carroll to Wayne Garrett leading off the ninth. Here's the pitch. 64 off of the Carroll card. Homer 1-13. Double the rest, and it's a double for Wayne Garrett. Hold the phone, folks. The Mets have a runner in the ninth inning. Runner at second. And the batter is Cleon Jones. The pitch to Cleon. 59 off of Carroll, short X. This, of course, is the 2E21 of almost a single for Concepcion. And he makes the play. Jerry Grody is your batter. Pitch to Grody. 1-9 is a walk. Clay Carroll flirting, playing with fire here in the bottom of the ninth. You have 2 on, 1 out, and your tie run, believe it or not, is Willie Mays. It seems like the Reds have lapped the Mets in base runners. I might be wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trips for the leadoff guy. 1, 2, 3. Nope, actually, it's dead even. Dead even, actually. All right, first and second, 1 out. Clay Carroll definitely will pitch to the right-handers. Cranepool is available on the bench, but as soon as you do that, they'll go to their lefty situational guy, Jim Strickland. So they're going to have to do it with Mays and Clendenon here. Your tie run, Willie Mays. The pitch to Willie. 48 off of Carroll. It's a sky to center field. And with 2 outs, it's Don Clendenon. Let's take a look at the Clendenon card. He's better here in 70 than he was with the 69 card that did so well in the World Series. He followed up that World Series in Major League Baseball with a better year. Last year he platooned with Cranepool at first base, and then the Mets decided, hey, wait a minute, we got to get both these guys in the lineup if possible. So Clendenon becomes the full-time first baseman now. Cranepool is your platoon, DH, corner outfield type. So, with that, with 2 on, and with 2 outs. In the ninth inning, here it is, the pitch to Don Clendenon. 67 off of Carroll, single, 1-14. It's a chip single, it's a base hit, and that loads the bases. It loads the bases with 2 outs, and it is Duffy Dyer. He of the Met offense in the 3rd inning. You can't make this up, folks. He will bat with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning against Clay Carroll, who doesn't have a homer on his card against right-handed hitters. Even a 2-run single doesn't even tie the game here. So Dyer will bat, bases loaded, 2 outs. You saw the card earlier. A 3-5 can walk it off. Here's the pitch to Duffy Dyer. 54 off of Carroll is a sky to center field B. It sends Tollen back to the warning track, but he hauls it down. And that's your ball game. Opening day in Shea Stadium. Congratulations to the Reds getting a precious road win in the Carryover League. Always proof of greatness, winning on the road to Strat. McGraw came on in the 9th, gave up that 2-run double, which complicated the ending of the game. And Seaver, unfortunately, takes the loss and is charged with all those runs. 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 solo jobs, and a bunch of walks. 7 walks and 6 strikeouts. Just didn't have it today, folks. Clay Carroll came on in the 9th. He got the save, made it fun. 2 hits and a walk. No one scores. No one strikes out. Don Gullett had a fine outing, one terrible mistake to Duffy Dyer, 7 hits, 3 runs, they were all earned. He walked 4, and he did not strike out a batter, nor did the Mets strike out at all. Very strange game. No strikeouts for any Met hitters today. So the contact thing kind of worked, but they only got 3 runs. 1019, 0109, 6839, 6839, 7650, 7650. That is game 1 of the season. Cincinnati and the New York Mets. We'll just plug the stats in and get out of here with a brief post game, since there's no real stats to examine for the league as it's opening day. We will be marching down the opening day slate for all teams. Our next battle will be the Detroit Tigers, runners-up in the World Series. They will be playing. And there you have it. The league has played 1 game. And the league is hitting .254 with a .450 ERA. Thanks for checking out Opening Day 2022. It's going to be a fun season this year. Just can't wait. Great era, great players, great drafted rosters all around. Plenty of teams competing for the championship. I'm really excited. You're going to have a great year. Thanks for your comments and your support. We appreciate it here. We'll see you next time. Okay, baseball fans, bonus footage on opening day. Let's show you what's happened and what is happening. Game 2 in Shea Stadium. Dick Bosman making his inauspicious Reds debut against Jon Matlack. And the New York Mets go absolutely nuts in the middle innings for 13 runs. Everybody did something. Can't really isolate here. But Don Clendenon had 1, 2, 3 home runs in this game. And it's because of their lineup against right-handers is much better than against lefties, it would seem. And Matlack gets enough done against the Reds against a lefty. It's an easy 15-3 win. And we have a split home and away. So how does the series continue? Game 3. In Cincinnati, it is Jerry Koosman against Gary Nolan, the same lefty-righty configuration. The Mets continue where they left off. First inning, Willie Mays and Ed Kranepool homers. It's 3-0. A homer by Bench makes it 3-1. We have Dave Marshall. Nice little piece here. He's acting very Ken Singleton-like. Singleton's 265 was magic last year, and Dave Marshall's got a 250 card. It's been a nice replacement for him thus far. It's 4-1. That is your final score. Tug Mcgraw gets the final 4 outs, and the Mets get the road win. Do the Reds make this a perfect series by getting a split home and away in Game 4? Well, it's interesting in Game 4. Jim Bunning starts versus Grimsley, and the Reds come storming out on Bunning. 2-run single in the first. They get 3 more in the 4th, and you're thinking, okay, the Mets just want to get this thing back to Shea. But suddenly, the New York Mets explode again in the middle innings with singles off of Grimsley and then Pedro Bourbon. All these singles, they leave a ton of guys on base, but they tie the game at 5. And after being tied for 5, Gary Gentry went 2 innings. They didn't want to wear Gentry out, so they went to Cy Acosta as a right-handed pitcher to face Perez, Bench, and May as the best right-handed option in the Met bullpen. Unfortunately, a single, a walk, an error, a walk, and then suddenly, after getting past Murders Row and Bernie Carbo coming up, they go to Danny Frizella, who gets lefties out, except Carbo rolls a grand slam on his own card, and we got ball game. Mets add... yes, another Don Clendenon homer in the 8th inning. 10-6 final. And we are in Game 5. Playing it. And we'll finish this game for you, folks. We got some live baseball here after the long commercial break. We had a little rain delay in Shea Stadium. It's 5-2 Mets. It's Seaver, Gullett 2. The Mets come out with a new configuration against left-handed pitching from Game 1. And they get a 2-run single by Clendenon in the first. RBI single by Cleon in the second. And the Reds get runs in the 4th and 6th innings. And it's a tight game, 3-2. But in the bottom of the 8th, the Mets get 2 more runs. Again, Clendenon, Duffy Dyer. My goodness. We're going to take a walk on the wild side here in the 9th inning. Tom Seaver comes out with a 5-2 lead. Comes out to the mound to try and get a complete game. 5-2 win and deciding game 5. Willie Mays will lead it off. Will F9. 35 for Willie Mays is a walk. McGraw is warming. Bernie Carbo, 34, sky's the right. Ted Savage, 45, strikes out, and with 2 outs, it's Concepcion. 2-9 off of Concepcion's card. Homer 1 double is a double. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs for Tommy Helms. Seaver will face, this will be the last batter. Let's take a look at Tommy Helms' card. Does not have power. The only way he could tie this game is to roll the 210 on his card. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Can Tom Seaver finally get a win after the 0-for in the World Series and the 0-for on opening day here? And can he get a series win in the opening round? The pitch to Tommy Helms. 67 off of Seaver is single 1-10. And he rolls a 2 and gets a single. And that continues the game at 5-3. And that will cause the manager to come to the mound. And once again, Seaver is pulled with 2 outs in the 9th inning, but it's a 5-3 game. Bobby Tollen is the batter. There is nobody on the team who matches up well. Well, actually, Danny Frisella does. It's got to be Frisella. Let's take a look at Danny Frisella coming on in a 5-3 game with a tying runs on base. Frisella in the 9th will face Bobby Tollen, as Bobby's better against lefties. You can't get a homer off the Frisella card. The only way that Tollen can win the game is to roll the homer on 3-6 on his own card. Let's look at the Tollen card again. Here we go with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Runners in the corners. The pitch to Bobby Tollen. 3-10 is hit by the pitch. And we're still playing here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And who else? Pete Rose. A 2-run single ties this thing. It's just an insanely tight series between 2 great heavyweights. My goodness. Opening day series is this amazing. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 5-3 game. Frisella to Pete Rose. Here's the pitch to Pete. 46 off the Frisella card is a strikeout. That is the game. He strikes out Pete Rose to end it with the bases loaded. The Mets win the series 3-2. Seaver does get a win. Let's do the box for the 5th and final game. The perfect scenario, home and road wins through 4. Frisella does get the save, made it interesting. Walked Bobby Tollen, but then he struck out Pete Rose. Seaver's win, 10 hits, 3 runs in individual innings. Walked 2, struck out 8. Clay Carroll came on to get the final out in the 8th. A hit. Gullett takes this loss. 8 hits. Was charged with 5 runs. They were all earned. Walked 3, struck out 1. 1-0-19, 0-1-0-8, 5-9, 3-10, 3-9, 3-1, 3-9, 3-1. Little bonus footage here, folks, and we'll do the stats. Show you the stats for the 2 squads because it was 5 grueling games to play. Heavyweights. You know, both teams probably are glad it's over with, as they probably won't face tougher teams on their schedule the rest of the year. We don't think. The Giants are on the schedule for one of these teams, I believe. Or it might be even be the Dodgers. Because the Dodgers, that's good news. All right, the Mets are 3-2, of course. They hit .321 in the series with a .450 ERA. Don Clendenon, if you want to know, folks, he's 10 for 19. Is that really 4 home runs? Yeah, it is. 4 homers and 11 RBIs in 5 games. Well, he's your National League MVP presently. .321 with a .450 ERA. And the Reds, shed no tears for the Reds, 2-3. Hitting .278 with a .586 ERA. How many home runs did the Reds hit in this series? I thought they had more than that. 2, 3, 4, only 6? I must have remembered every single one of them then. Carbo hit that one in that game. Bench hit another one, and then the 4 on opening day. They had no other home runs. Okay, fine. Johnny Bench is 10 for 20, a traditionally good starting player. So after these 5 games, obviously the hitting is way ahead. The league, the teams are hitting .300 with a .517 ERA and a .159 WHIP. Of course, it is just 5 games. So that concludes the opening day game plus a wrap. Congratulations, New York Mets, picking up where you left off last year with a series win. And we'll see you next time.